Thank you so much, Simon, and it is an honor to be here amongst those who understand how precious life is, whether born or unborn. But isn't it also tragic that we have to even be here today, standing before over 4,000 pairs of shoes that are symbolic of the number of unborn children we abort in Iowa each year? I would like to ask you a question. Do you believe that life begins at conception? So do I. So then will you shout with me so that everyone in this beautiful building can hear, all the elected representatives, the senators, will you shout with me, unborn lives matter? Let us say it together as if we are shouting from the highest mountaintop so that everybody can hear, unborn lives matter. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Unborn lives matter. Indeed, they do. The science is very clear. Life begins at conception, and unborn lives matter. From the moment of conception, an unborn child has a unique DNA code, a separate and distinct DNA code from their parents, a unique human being, a unique human soul. At 18 to 21 days, that unborn child has a heartbeat. Organs are functioning at 8 weeks, and that unborn child can suck their thumb. Fingerprints appear, totally unique to that unborn child at 9 weeks. At 10 weeks, the unborn child is perfectly formed and can feel pain. That precious unborn child can smile at 12 weeks, perhaps at the sound of their mother's voice. Last night we passed out of the Human Resources Committee a bill that makes abortion illegal after 20 weeks. The bill is predicated upon the idea that a child feels pain and has viability at 20 weeks. But are pain and viability what this is all about? Or is it about protecting the unborn? Unique human beings with the building blocks of life that will make them a distinct and special person. The question of when life begins is really the only issue, isn't it, that matters in this debate. If indeed life begins at conception, as is made profoundly clear by the facts, then human life must be protected from conception to natural death, and all constitutional protections must apply to that child in the womb. The basic right to life should belong to every single human being. Our Declaration of Independence declared long ago, we are created equal. It doesn't say we are born equal. It says we are created equal, and I believe that means from conception. You know, beginning in 1850, when the heartbeat first became known, we have used it and we continue to use it as one of the first checks to determine end of life. We all know that when the heart stops, life ends. Only living things have heartbeats. So since we, in fact, judge the absence of a heartbeat as the end of human life, or the absence of life, why would it not be logical to use the presence of the heartbeat as the beginning of life? The heartbeat is present as early as 18 to 21 days, and it is certainly present at 20 weeks. There was an amendment to the 20-week bill that would have recognized the heartbeat of the unborn child as the moment that life must be protected. Unfortunately, we did not have the votes to move a life at conception bill or a heartbeat bill. Because the 20-week bill is a small step forward and could save an estimated 51 babies a year in Iowa, I supported it. But I believe what we should be advancing is life at conception or a heartbeat bill, because unborn lives matter. Repeat it with me again, please, so everyone in this building hear it. Unborn lives matter. Much of the conversation I hear around abortion centers on the rights of the mother and the idea that government has no right to dictate what a woman can do with her body. But we already know that the child is a distinct human being inside the mother with their own DNA code. So what about the rights of the unborn child and what is done to their body? Should their voice not also be heard in this discussion? Unborn lives matter. We cannot ignore the facts or silence those voices any longer. The science may not be convenient, but we know that life begins at conception. Inscribed on the walls above this staircase right here that many of us climb each day as we come to work here in the Capitol are these immortal words from Blackstone. Law is the embodiment of the moral sentiment of the people. But what of the hypocrisy of our laws here in Iowa as it relates to the unborn? Well, in Iowa Code Section 249A.3, it states, quote, the woman meets the income and resource requirements of the Family Investment Program, provided the unborn child is considered a member of the household and the woman's family is treated as though deprivation exists, unquote. So the unborn child is counted as a member of the household, but not afforded the right to life in Iowa Code. In a recent wrongful death case here in Iowa known as Slipknot, the Iowa Supreme Court stated, quote, we hold a child conceived but not yet born at the time of the parent's death can bring a parental consortium claim after the child is born, unquote. Yet that same court ruling states, quote, we express no opinion as to the existence of the fetus as a person in either the philosophical or actual sense, unquote. Ladies and gentlemen, that is hypocrisy and selected application of principle at its very best, courtesy of the Iowa Supreme Court. If, as Blackstone states, our laws are the embodiment of our morality, then we have a big problem in Iowa with laws that callously disregard the right to life of unborn children while recognizing them as human beings elsewhere in code. This moral conflict exists because the humanity of unborn children cannot be denied. 11 children per day on average. 11 children per day are aborted in Iowa. A kindergarten class every day. If the 20-week bill becomes law, perhaps a few of those lives will be saved. But folks, we must do more. I believe that God expects us to further prepare the battlefield. I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps, and I know what the importance is in preparing the battlefield. We have to prepare the battlefield. So how do we do that? Each of you in attendance today can be asking a specific question of those seeking office in the Iowa House or Senate. That specific question must be, will you support life at conception legislation? The answer must be a resounding yes, or another candidate must be found. I will close by saying this. Ultimately, we will win this fight. We will win because unborn lives matter. We will win because in this debate we are exposing the horrors of abortion. We will win because in this debate we are proving that unborn children are human beings that deserve the right to be born. We will win because we are proving that unborn lives matter. The humanity of the unborn and their right to life will not be diminished by signs with clever slogans, pink shirts, or abortion mills that seek profit over life. Let us prepare the battlefield as never before because unborn lives matter. Thank you and God bless you.